It has happened, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to start this live stream on a negative note, but it was anticipated. It was going to happen. It was inevitable anytime soon, and it has now happened officially, literally like 10 minutes ago. Pele has passed away. What can I say? I didn't see him play. I didn't see Maradona play, so as much as I can answer to the question, who's the GOAT between Messi and Ronaldo, who do I prefer between Messi and Ronaldo, I have no power over the question, who do I prefer, Pele or Maradona, because I didn't see both of them. I only saw clips, and can you judge a massive question on pieces of clips? No, you can't. So I'm the wrong person to ask this question. Pele has passed away. But from what I've been told, I've said this in a live watch along. My grandfather, who watched, who's seen both Pele and Maradona play, says that Pele was a completely different level to Maradona. People say Maradona was better than Pele. Other people say Pele was better than Maradona. I can't be here commenting because I didn't see both of them, but he is, without a doubt, one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. And it was inevitable. It was going to happen. We had the news of him, going towards the final stages of his cancer treatment, the end of life treatment, a few weeks now. So it was inevitable. It was just a matter of time. And unfortunately did not see Brazil win the last World Cup. It would have been a great last memory for him to enjoy, but it has happened. We have to move on. It's been a tough few weeks when it comes to the history of football. We lost Pele today. We lost Mihajlovic a few weeks ago. Another person who is now who's got a big, massive question mark over him is Vialli, who is Mancini, the Italian national team assistant. And if you've been watching this era for quite a long while, then Mancini and Vialli both played at Sampdoria. They were the two best players in the history of Sampdoria, most probably, and he's on the brim. He has pancreas cancer. So, God knows what will happen. But Pele passed away. Massive condolences to him, the GOAT, his family, and everyone. Let's talk about Roma, because we've got some significant news today. Now, we could potentially see Roma prepare an official bid to Barcelona to sign Memphis Depay in these next few weeks. Is it confirmed by big sources? It isn't confirmed by Fabrizio. It is not confirmed by Di Marzio. It is, however, mentioned by several Roma sources who work close to the Roma environment, close to the Roma board, and know the Roma environment really well. So first thing which I want to say is read you the statement, which potentially suggests that Roma could make an initial move to sign Depay in these next few weeks. This statement says that Roma could prepare a bid. It's not saying Roma will prepare a bid. So, again, before calling me a clickbaiter, because I've seen a lot of that recently, it's a could, it's not a will. So this is the statement. Roma, as well as almost all the other Serie A clubs, is looking very deeply into the January transfer market. As reported by Sport, which is a Spanish newspaper as well, the Dutchman, fresh from the World Cup where he found his form after the injury, is currently the last in Xavi's hierarchy to replace Lewandowski, who is disqualified for 3 days. If only for mainly tactical reasons, Depay is on the market and the player is aware of it. He's waiting for offers, and among these, there could be that of Mourinho's Roma in these next couple of weeks. But the former United player is not convinced about leaving in January. Also because in the summer, he knows he's got a broader choice as he will be released. Furthermore, the Giallorossi are fine in the advanced department and could think about the Dutchman, especially in July. But in that case, it will not be easy to get the better of all the other clubs involved. Essentially, what is being said by this statement is that Roma is one of the clubs who's preparing, who's interested in Depay and who could prepare an official bid to Barcelona to sign Depay in the January transfer window in these next couple of weeks. There's a big but, and that but lays on Depay's willingness to leave in January. Apparently, Depay prefers leaving everything until June so that he has a broader choice, a larger choice of the clubs which he could join, because he knows that if he leaves in January, there's going to be a restricted choice because not many clubs are willing to pay Barcelona to sign him in January. So it's a mixed situation. Roma are really interested in him, and we've been talking about Depay for quite a few weeks now. People are saying Roma could prepare an official bid in these next couple of weeks. However, on the other hand, it's very important to mention that Depay is not convinced in leaving Barcelona in January. He knows that Barcelona have got no plans when it comes in. He knows that he's the last player when it comes to replacing Lewandowski. He's the last in the hierarchy, as mentioned by that statement. So he knows that he's not going to play much. And therefore, it could switch things up. But at the same time, he does prefer a move in the summer window. Frankly speaking, one of the reasons why I think he could change his mind and would rather leave in January than June is the fact that he's now collected his fitness back, because he's been playing in the World Cup. He knows that he's kind of repicked his fitness back, his form back going, and now his form is either going to continue increasing or suddenly dropping back down. If he wants to continue exponentially grow that form, then he has to move club in January. Because if he doesn't, if he waits until June, then he's going to have 5 months where he's not going to play football. And his form rockets back down. And then we shall see who's interested in signing him in June. So that is one of the hypothetical situations which could happen, which could make Depay switch it up and decide to leave in January rather than June. But it is important to say that as things stand, confirmed by many people, Depay is preferring to leave in June in the summer window, not in the January one. But anything can happen, especially if, we all know the effect of a good Jose Cole. So we all know what that can bring. So yeah, I mean, let me ask this question, because I think, speaking about Depay, one of the big questions you have to ask yourself is, do I see Depay as the future striker of Roma? Absolutely not. I think it would be a massive mistake if we get Depay and basically say, right, you're going to be the future striker of the club. Because we have seen how inconsistent Memphis Depay is. Now, if Tammy leaves, and we are going to get, if Tammy leaves in June, we're going to get money from the Tammy deal. No matter if he stays, no matter where he goes, we're going to get quite a lot of money from us selling Tammy Abraham. Because frankly speaking, we're not going to sell Tammy less than 30 million euros. Even if he scores only 2 goals throughout the entire season. We just won't. We can't do that. Therefore, the second Tammy leaves, I would not spend my money, which I've received from the Tammy deal, onto Depay. It would be a massive mistake to do so. It would be great to get Depay, adding him on to Tammy Abraham, because I think one of the things we need right now is goals. And if you have Tammy, if you have Depay, if you have Dybala, if you have Zaniolo, if you have Pellegrini, at the end of the day, they will start getting the form back up. So the goals will come. But I would never in a million years get Depay and tell him, right, I'm buying you, you're the future striker of the club. Because we've clearly seen how inconsistent he is. So, and the attitude which he sometimes picks up, which is wrong. So, another thing which has to kind of be said is, if we buy, I would love to get Depay in January. I would love to get Depay in January. I think the best scenario in the January window is, and again, the chances of this scenario actually happening are very slim. I really doubt this will happen. But the best scenario ever, if the Fredkins really, really feel like it, really feel like surprising Mourinho with a massive surprise, then the best scenario which can happen in the January window is buying both Depay and Frattesi. If we get both Depay and Frattesi in the January window, we have high chances of qualifying for Champions League. At the end of the day, will it happen? Will we buy both Depay? Can we buy both Depay and Frattesi in the January window? The chances are very slim. One, because of the financial fair play, which we were talking about a few streams ago. Second, because buying Depay in January means spending money, a good amount of money, because we know Barcelona, we know them in money. They go in opposite directions. One of them like shooting high and all of that. So Barcelona are not a famous club which go, right, okay, I'm going to lower the price tag just because you're Roma. No, they don't. They won't. So if we want him in January, we have to pay quite a lot of money. And therefore, seeing both Depay and Frattesi in January would be very, very rare. Can it happen, though? It can. Again, I'm not excluding anything. Will it happen? I don't think it will. A good scenario, which isn't perfect, but it's a good scenario, is if we buy one of the two and then buy other players. If we were to buy either Depay or Frattesi and then maybe back this transfer pick with a few more picks, I think it would be a good scenario. Worst case scenario is we don't buy anyone at the levels of Frattesi and Depay in the January window. If we don't buy anyone, and again, it doesn't have to be Depay and Frattesi, but around the same level of Depay and Frattesi in January, then I don't think we can compete for a top four. So again, much of our season objectives depend on this January window, on this next month. Mourinho knows this really well. And we've discussed it already, but I'm going to mention it because it links in. Mourinho saying no to Portugal means that he's putting, a lot of pressure on the Fredkins. He needs the backings. He needs players in January. If he doesn't, then we'll get at the end of the season where we won't achieve anything and Jose will leave. So that is the scenario. That is the situation. Out of the two, if you were to ask me in January, would you rather get Depay or Frattesi? Handcuffed, I would say Frattesi. I think we need Frattesi more. I think we need a box-to-box midfielder more. Because at the end of the day, we don't lack strikers. It is true that our strikers are living a tough moment, but we don't lack strikers. We're not like Man United who don't have a striker. We do have strikers. It's just a matter of getting them back to score. I swear to God, my mum starts baking cakes every time I go live. No, this is actually, it drives me crazy. You've got 24 hours in a day. When do you bake a cake? When I go live 20 minutes. Excuse me, but I'm fed up of this. I'm sorry. Mamma mia. Ma che? Mamma mia. Right. Excuse me about that, but it's insane. It's insane. When do you have to bake a cake? When I go live? No, absolutely piss off. You're not going to do that. You wait until I end the stream and then you continue baking the cake. I feel like it's a complete one, like me against my mom in these live streams. Well, I love my mom, but she can't bake cakes when I go live. It's just driving me crazy. And I'm not too far away from the kitchen, it's just behind that wall. So yeah, you get the point. But yeah, we've sorted it. Again, out of the two, I want Frattesi. Also, another reason why I want Frattesi in January is because I think Frattesi wants a move to Roma more. The fact that you're telling me Depay wants a move from Barcelona, but isn't too convinced about leaving in January, it already means that, yes, he's a good player, I'm not hiding it, but he's already not coming 100% convinced. When it comes to Frattesi, he's gonna let go everything he has to get back to Roma. He's released this in many interviews. His dream is to get back to Roma, so he wants it more, and therefore I think the impact which he can give to games can be bigger, just because the will which he puts on football games. But yeah, I mean, the situation is this. We shall wait and see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, the transfer market hasn't even started. It's good that we have a lot of names in place. It's good that we have an idea of what to tackle in the January window. But at the end of the day, it has to be effective. It has to be quick because we don't want players to take too much time adapting. It has to be effective. Effective is the good word. Effective is the perfect word because we've seen so many transfer hits which were ineffective. Look at 17 million euros spent on Shmurodov. Look at 14 million euros spent on Viña. That is already 31 million euros. You look at the situations we're in now, imagine those 31 million euros where they could be spent. So it has to be effective. I'm too used to seeing this club waste money on stupid players, which we really don't need. It's time to step up our transfer windows. It's time to step up and all of that. And we'll see what happens. I mean, according to this source, there could be a potential offer from Roma, potential bid, starting bid to Barcelona in the upcoming weeks. It isn't confirmed, but we shall see if it's true or not. I mean, yeah, I think if we sign Depay, we can finally move away from 3-man defense to 4-2-3-1. I think even if we don't sign Depay, we have to do that, mate. I think, and I know maybe some people here like us playing with 3 defenders at the back. We have to stop playing with 3 defenders. I mean, and I'm being dead serious here. We have to stop playing with 3 defenders at the back. If I'm not convinced about these tactic schemes with 3 defenders at the back. I'm really not. I think we play way better with 4 at the back, and it's just not me. It's not just me saying it. It's the performances which show it. It's the amount of goals we score in a game which show it. So even if we don't sign Depay, we should get back playing with 4 defenders at the back. And much of this rotation was definitely linked to Gini. I fully agree on this. I fully acknowledge this. Now that Gini's getting back, now that Dybala's back fit and all of that, we have to stop it. I really hope we don't get back with 3 defenders in January. I really don't, because I think, I don't know, it's just bad when we play with it. I feel like we don't. I feel like when we play with 3 defenders at the back, we don't know what to do, and that means a lot. Like, if you step up in a football game and you do not know what to do, then there are serious problems. You ask yourself, what the hell do these players do in training sessions? So there's a lot of figuring out. I mean, especially over the course of these weeks back from this massive break, this almost 2-month break, is about kind of re-getting the shape of the team and improving the shape of the team. Our shape is not good. And we have to be realistic here. The shape of this team, the way the shape of the team has been abandoned before the break, was not in a good position. We lost far too many points in the last game week. So I think, yes, January comes. It's been almost 2 months since we last played together. We'll definitely, there will definitely need some time for us to get readapted and stuff. But the shape has to be fixed, because otherwise, I'm scared. I really am. I don't think we can achieve anything this season if the shape doesn't get retouched, if you see what I mean. But yeah, Globe says rip Pele. Rip Pele indeed. It's been it's terrible. But it's happened. It has happened indeed. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow. If I don't catch you tomorrow, I'll catch you on... I completely lost the track of days. I'm in my Christmas holidays. I don't know what date it is today. Right, I'll probably catch you tomorrow, yeah. It's Friday. If I don't catch you tomorrow, by whatever reason, I'll catch you on Saturday. The only reason why I could not catch you tomorrow is because I'm heading to the mountains for New Year's, so if there's connection issues, then you won't see me, but I should be there. 99% I'm gonna be there. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. If you haven't already, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get 7,000 subscribers as fast as possible, and then roll to 10k. And yeah, if you haven't already, do it. Share the link of my channel with your families and friends, and let me know in the comments, I don't know, just situation on football right now. Your comments on Pele, your condolences to Pele's family, your thoughts on Depay, on Frattesi. Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a chat in the comments. But I catch you soon. Simon, out.